Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 9 British Tech Tree Heavy Tank, the Conqueror. This vehicle does not conquer much, I'm gonna be real. The problem with the Conqueror is its armor. Its hull is the exact same as the Tier 8 Carnarvon, and its turret, I would be willing to say, is worse than the Tier 8's. It's a pretty bad armor profile. The gun is amazing, and at update 9.1 it got buffed even again, now adding on 187mm of Hesh pen from like the 130 it had. It's really strong. The problem is just the tank itself is so weak that you rely on other teammates to support you, especially against tier 10s. And when you don't get support from your teammates, you get these 3 losses in a row here, where you deal 3030 damage and you have this guy fall apart completely, and then you go to Yukon and deal 2800 damage in your team, and then Black Goldville and have 2 tier 8s in platoon go to heavy side while everybody else goes to medium side. Yeah, the 3 battles I have tried recording so far for the Conqueror have been very unfun. Unfortunately, that's the way the Conqueror is. It's almost like driving a tank destroyer, where you can't really frontline because you don't have the armor to frontline. And when your heavies are the ones that you rely to frontline, it also doesn't go very well because 90% of the time they don't know how to frontline. So whenever I play the Conqueror, I always just feel like, is my team going to do their job or not? I'm going to tell you now, if I get any more losses, I'm just putting them in the video. I normally don't like to put losses in the video because you don't really learn anything from a loss, A lot of people are always like, why don't you show the defeats? Why do you always cut those out? And I'm always like, because you don't see how a tank plays with a defeat. I don't cherry pick games, I do live gameplay, I just don't show the defeats I get. Unfortunately, well, 3 defeats in a row so far, going 0% in the tank today, while averaging over 3000 damage. Yeah, it's not going very well, I gotta be real. But maybe that was just a bad luck streak, and now we're gonna get all the good old games. Well, what I can say is there's a 50-41, and I can also say my Kron has lost a lot of health. Probably from that bush right there would be my guess. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ignore that bush, I'm gonna push past and push this 50-41. Now I should be protected from everything over there, so we should be fine. And this is a good example to showcase how weak the turn armor is on the Conqueror. Oh my, please move. Oh my god, he's just so big ol' and fat. Okay, let me try and get off to his side like this. There you go, nice. Okay, so you can notice the turn armor already failed us with twice, the 50-41 penning us here. But the good news is I am still going to finish the guy off. But even then, we still lost over 1,000 health from that. It is pretty insane when you realize just how much health you can lose that quickly. Let's finish off the tortoise, and with that, we're doing okay. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is the tanks that shot my Kron, because we saw him lose quite a substantial amount of health, and I would guess that's because of this bush. Yep, right there. So we got 1 shell into the Badger, but I gotta be careful, because obviously when there's 1, there's more to come. So let's put on our... Oh, he's not looking at me, which means boop, there you go. Another nice shot into the Badger, and it looks like our WZ might pen the shell before he dies. Actually, he did. Impressive. And there's the 183. I kind of expected that 183 to be sitting there, I'm going to be real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive all the way around. That WZ looks like he's going straight towards that 183. That's fine with me, because he's probably going to die if he does that. I'm going to... Well, I might actually die. I'm fairly confident that he's just going to be, yep, staring. Oh, but I tracked him right when he fired. That is beautiful. Alright, bro. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to wait. Now, we can hesh him, as you can see. So there's 1 hesh shell into his turret. There you go. And I'm just going to drive towards his side, and let's see if I can get, like, another Hesh shell out. Come on. There you go. Another nice 460 there. And we dealt 4K this game. This was a much better game for everything when it comes to the Conqueror. You were able to see its DPM work really well. It does have a really nice gun, It's got around 2600 DPM, I'd say. I'm not sure how much it has because I am running Cali, but it's got really nice DPM. It's got really nice accuracy, really good penetration. This is a tortoise gun, just put on a heavy. As I said, the only problem is that when an opponent hits you, like if that 183 had merely tapped me, I would have probably exploded. So I definitely had to be very careful in this game, but because we were able to use our Hesh, as you saw, Oh boy, that 183 probably did not enjoy the after effects. So 4,000 damage on the dot, not bad at all, and able to showcase the Conqueror doing a pretty good job. So how much DPM does it have? It is sitting at 2,500 with Cali. So yeah, we're at 2,680 with Rammer. Not bad DPM at all, not bad. When it comes down to the fact of if you should be running Gun Rammer or calibrated shells on this vehicle, I would personally suggest Cali. Down to the fact that its turret armor is awful. Like, I'm gonna be real, you're gonna get penned by almost every tier 9 and 10 in the game when shot at the turret. You might get the occasional bounce, but if you even slightly rely on this thing's turret armor, you're gonna fall apart. So, if you have the ability to hesh people, and let's say outtrade them for 515, then the armor doesn't feel as bad, because if you shoot something for a lot of damage, then it's pretty good. Now, the nice thing about the Conqueror is that when you do get into a tier 8 game like this, you do have the opportunity to bounce some shells in the turret. Some. I still wouldn't rely on it. This turret, basically think of it as like a 2 and 5B, but you took all the armor off of it. It's really, I know I'm like talking about it a lot, but seriously, it's pretty bad. Anybody that's played the Conqueror, you can agree with me in the comments down below. It is one of the worst things about this tank. It's just poking, thinking that you're hull down, and then getting penned by like a TD in the back that you couldn't do anything about. It's quite irritating. But there's a nice shell into the enemy, Object 752. That is a vehicle I have to be a little cautious about, down to the fact that it does have just so much darn penetration. We also got a T30, which I'm surprised we actually got a bounce from. We got it looks like on our turret ring. Maybe that's a very super duper strong spot on this vehicle. Now, what I want to do is I want to work this, obviously, hull down here. Also got to itch my forehead a bit, but if I want to work this hull down, ooh, we can actually hesh that. There you go. Nice hesh shell for 490. As I said, if you can actually pen the hesh with this vehicle, it definitely makes up for the more poor armor it has. And look at that, 535 tap into that T30. I mean, the hesh on this tank does not lie. It will pen, it will hurt. This yo, there you go, 616, oh man. We are already up to 2,000 damage dealt in this battle. I guarantee that the T30 is not enjoying this. And there you go, we actually got well, he shot my manlet, never mind. I was going to say a pretty good bounce on the turret, but that's a lie. Let's see, we got the 752, the quote-unquote best tank in Tier 9. And yeah, that player's not doing too amazing in his 752, I'm going to be real. Let's see if we can finish him off. A boop, there you go. Nice finishing shell. We do have the AMX over here. Our team is a little blind, I'm going to be real. They should be looking over here. Please look over here. There you go. Okay, let's get a nice pen into the T30 once. And, well, hopefully, there you go. Nice. Now it comes down to the AMX. This is a player that we can actually just HE pen. And, I mean, look at that HE pen we have. It is pretty redonkulous when you think about it. That we are penning a Tier 9 heavy. Sure, one without armor, but still, penning a Tier 9 heavy with hesh over and over. Again, another hesh shell, another pen. 535 damage right there. And, I mean, it's pretty crazy what this tank can do with its hash. So this was a really good game. This was actually a really good game to showcase the strengths of the Conqueror. I mean, we literally just smacked the enemy team with a bunch of hash. And you can't really do that in Tier 10, but in Tier 9 and Tier 8, oh, you can definitely do it. All that's left is an AFK Bison who, you know we're going to hash pen. There's one pen right there. Let's put on our adrenaline, and, oh, he's back, weirdly enough. Hopefully, yes, the waffle bounced him, which means, ooh, another hash into his rear. 4,878 damage dealt, and that's a fantastic battle to end off today's video with, as this is most likely going to be a mastery. Let's take a look. Come on. Give me that golden M, more gaming. Give me those golden arches. I want to go to Mickey D's. Come on. What? Okay. Well, I guess maybe it's not an M. I'm kind of sad. But still a pretty good game to showcase everything that you should know about the Conqueror. I think it's a pretty good tank, but it definitely has its fair share of downsides that you should keep an eye on when playing it. Let me know what you guys think about this tank in the comments down below. If you'd like to see more like it, please do consider smashing that subscribe button. But other than that, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.